Opening. Hey, y'all, live from the greenhouse. Super hot. Everything's ahead this year. Y'all know I'm in West Central Missouri. Y'all know it's May 1st. I never plant before Mother's Day. 12 years of hardcore gardening in this zone. They switched our zone to 6, and then I moved about an hour and a half from where my original plot that I planted on for years was, and it's just different this year. I'm set to sow some corn and beans, according to my calendar that I have set up for the things I want to grow. And those are two things I want to grow because they're non-GMO. Hey, so it's listed as your garden. I'm into this Foxfire thing. I'm a native Appalachian. Here in the Ozarks, with my Rocky Mountain husband, we mountain people in the mountains, the St. John Mountains. He says the Appalachians are bumps, but I'm telling you, the Ozarks ain't much to tell about that. They remind me of the foothills of where I'm from, but I've been talking about while we've been waiting to sow our plants. I've been talking about foraging because those plants just start springing up out there, things that we can eat that the Lord provides through Mother Nature. And spring greens, that's something that where I stopped last time, and I'm going to pick up where I left off and talking about spring greens. So before the days of vitamin pills and supermarkets, the first warm days of spring brought people out of doors to gather the new green leaves, a group of plants known collectively as pot herbs, greens, garden sass, or salads, SALET. All of the wild greens offer much good nutritious food full of minerals and vitamins. It's necessary to know and recognize these plants at an early stage of growth. They must be gathered while very young and tender, for they become strong and bitter as they increase in size. Pick lots of very tiny leaves as greens and pick down considerably. Some of the greens that are especially good are sheep sorrel, dandelion, poke, duck, lamb's quarter, and mustard. How do we know? We've tried them, and they beat any spinach that comes canned or frozen or even fresh from the garden. Asparagus. Asparagus is a cultivated vegetable that frequently escapes and runs along the roadsides or in the fields or persists around old farm sites. The mature plant looks like a miniature evergreen with needle-like finely oppressed leaves. Small yellow lily-like blossoms appear on the ends of the branches, followed by bright red berries containing the seeds. These seeds in ancient times were sometimes roasted as a coffee substitute. So here's some dock, oak, and dandelion. The picture in the book. Super fun to see that. I've never heard of dock before. Definitely heard of poke salad. That's a thing. Oh, and here's a little girl with some asparagus. I have some asparagus in my garden this year. That good old Mary Washington variety. Put some crowns in the ground last year, and y'all, I got asparagus. First time in almost 12 years, being successful. I'm telling you. The edible part of the asparagus is green purple thick shoot used before the leaves or branches appear. Pliny the Elder urged eating them for good health. They're equally valuable for good nutrition today. Asparagus is most flavorsome, if picked immediately after it's gathered. A favored pot herb, it should always be cooked in as short a time as as little water as possible. Add butter or hard-boiled egg and serve on cornbread. Or add vinegar and olive oil, salt and pepper, and put on parsley or chives if desired. So that's super cool. I showed you a picture of the little girl with the asparagus. Super fun. And here's one we all can probably recognize. Super fun and easy. Wild onion. Nodding wild onion is another name. Allium cernum in the family of lilaceae. This is a small plant with grass-like leaves, but with a strong onion odor. It grows in colonies in grassy places, usually in open fields or low spots. This wild onion has nodding flower head with white cream or bright rose-colored flowers, and often forms top bulbs. Meadow onion, allium candens, meadow shallot, meadow garlic, a small plant. The meadow onion measures 8 to 24 inches high with flattened grass-like leaves and star-shaped white flowers. It also forms top bulbs. The whole plant has a strong onion odor and is found in meadows and open woods. And so they have a picture of what the wild onion looks like. Super easy to find and tasty, yummy little thing to eat. The young leaves, bulbs, and tops of the bulbs on both of these wild onions are edible and can be used in the recipes either separately or combined. Leaves and bulbs can be used to flavor soups, or top bulbs can be picked. Wild onion sauce. I love the recipes. They're awesome. Gather wild onions and cress, chop fine, mix with vinegar and a little sugar. Let stand several days before using. Pickled onions. Gather the little onions that form on the flowers. Put in a jar, cover with vinegar, add a spoonful of sugar, let it stand several days before using. Fried onions. Cut the wild onions in pieces, dip in flour, fry in fat until brown. And then here's one. I don't know if they got them here in the Ozarks. I'm going to check into this. But ramps. They were a whole entire thing in my fam. Well, just like these morel mushrooms that are so mysterious here, ramps are a wild leek and are a delicacy. They're onion-like. So ramps grow 12 inches high with broad lily-like leaves. They grow from a small, strong-scented bulb. After the leaves die down, stalks of greenish yellow flowers appear. Ramps grow in rich wood ravines and cones, usually under maple. There's a great deal of disagreement as to their tastiness. It seems people either love them or hate them. And one gentleman said they're not for ladies or those who court them, because it smells very strong on the breath, I'm guessing. And so this is a little of what the ramps look like right there. Ma Chop said, ramps, well, to tell you the truth, I've never been where they grow. They grow out here in these mountains, but I've seen them and they've been brought here, kind of onion natured thing or garlic. A lot of people in the spring of the year, they go crazy for a mess of ramps. And Harbury told us it's sort of a wild onion. They just grow around certain places in sort of dark where they grow, like around little streams, and they come down. They grow up just like a little old onion, and they call multiplier onion. We used to gather them when we used to live back up yonder. There's plenty of them here. This is so fun. This is the fun part. I love it when you get into the people talk about it. Miss Norton, I never could stand them. I never did gather them. There was plenty of wild onions in there, just a mile off. But you could boil them, and they just nearly make you sick. They're so strong. They say ramps is a lot worse. Mr. Pennington. I've had ramps from North Carolina. A friend brought me some one time, and we ate them for about a week. I like them. Mrs. Norton. Yeah, lots of people love them. They go ramp hunting every spring. Mr. Pennington. You know, they have a festival up here for them. It's a big deal. Mrs. Norton said, everybody goes out in the spring of the year and hunts in these coves for ramps. Now you can smell them over here. Fried ramps. You parboil 3 minutes, drain, throw the water away, add more water, cook until tender and drain. Season in the frying pan with melted butter, serve covered with breadcrumbs, or frying grease along with tuna fish or eggs, and add potatoes, salt, and pepper for flavor. Whipper Connor says, most important, go into solitary in the woods somewhere and stay for 2 or 3 weeks because nobody can stand your breath after you bathe. Ramp soup. Cut 1 pound of beef into pieces and add salt and water and boil. Skim. Add ramps, carrots, and potatoes cut in small pieces. Take out the meat and eat separately. Cook vegetables through the sieve and serve hot. Or cook beef or venison and add celery leaves, bay leaves, 3 cloves, and 36 ramps. Take meat out and serve separately. Lift out ramps and serve both with rice. Serve with broth or rice. Serve broth with rice, mercy me. Or add fried ramps to beef stock. Season with black pepper and serve. Ramp salad. Chop up young leaves into tiny bits. Eat raw or cook and add vinegar when ready to eat. Or add a little to any salad. Or chop fine, parboil, drain, cool, and mix the mayonnaise and serve with trout. That sounds like that would be tasty. You can also add 1/2 cup chopped fine into mashed potatoes just before serving. So that sounds pretty dang amazing. We'll stop there. And yeah, so that's one of the things that for sure that happens. Mama's house. They would get some of them ranch, she'd pick them up. That house would just smell to high heaven of an oniony sort. It was something else. So while you're sewing and in this transitionary period, you can still go out and forage and look for the yummy things that have been dormant all winter long because we are still in spring. Sitting in this greenhouse makes me feel a little different because it's about 10 degrees hotter in here than it is outside. So good chat with you guys. Hope you get all those chores done. Hope this is something you can listen as you garden. I've got my watering done for the day, but yet to do some planting. Not anything is quite ready for harvesting, and my asparagus shoring, it's past it. My goodness. I did not look after that because I wasn't used to harvesting it. But I'm gonna be used to it now because it's doing its thing. All right, guys. Well, I will see you guys next